Thank you very much. It's a great honor to be here. And after this horrific tale about what's happening now, I will tell you a tale that happened 80 years ago. 80 years ago. So it was 80 years ago that Raoul Wallenberg, the hero of Sweden, disappeared. He just disappeared after making heroic deeds in Budapest.
Approximately 1 meter from me. I cannot forget this picture is heavy in my heart all my life. Raoul Wallenberg is an angel. I believe he is an angel, not a person. He's an angel. He saved us, come from heaven to save us, and we go back to the Lord. That is my belief. Because I receive my life like a present.
It is amazing, really, how he dared to go in among all these SS men from a strange country to come to these people to save them in another country, to go into the SS headquarters, to walk into a lion cage and to go among the lions where your life is in danger to save other people. How great courage he had to have. And we who are saved by Raoul Wallenberg, we are so thankful.
Half an hour's drive from Jerusalem, in the Tzara Forest area, close to the city of Beth Shemesh, a park will be built, which pays tribute to the Swedish diplomat Raoul Wallenberg's deed in Budapest 1944 during the final stages of the World War II. The location is a popular recreation area where many Israeli families travel at the weekend to enjoy outdoor activities and nature. This popular destination will include a memorial site for Raoul Wallenberg, whose legendary deed of the rescuing of Jews has merited great attention and appreciation in Israel and all over the world.
I'm a huge fan of that area, and I think it's gorgeous that Raoul Wallenberg, one of the greatest righteous human beings in world history, is commemorated there. I commend you, and I urge you supporters and viewers to contribute and be involved in this unique piece of land in the land of Israel.
So, this was the situation after the war. What you see here are the different countries. The blue is what was before, the number of people before the war, and the black is the number of people that were killed, so murdered. So in Poland you see 3 million Jews were murdered. And now I'll take you to Hungary. Hungary and Romania, 1.6 million Jews. Half of them were murdered. And in specifically Hungary. Let's go to Hungary. So, the story of Raoul Wallenberg teaches us a lesson. But the question is really, what path would you take under such circumstances? It's not an easy task. It's not an easy choice. Raoul was determined to save as many of people as possible. So when Jews were rounded up on the Danube River bank and shot, they fell into the river. It was ice cold, it was December. Suddenly he turned up in his black car, stepped out, a long, tall Swedish gentleman, and he had a briefcase, and in the briefcase he had dollars. And with the dollars he could, and rescue passes, safe passes, he could rescue people from a death. So, how did he come to get to be recruited? Well, in central Stockholm, not very far from my office, the Kajenkajemet office, he had an office there. And in the same building, the US Embassy had their office. And he was actually recruited in the elevator of this building by meeting someone from the embassy. But it's a long story. I won't go into all the details. Anyway, Raoul, he arrived in Budapest on the 9th of July. At that time, 400,000 Jews from the countryside of Hungary had already been deported to Auschwitz, including my mother and my aunt and my grandmother. My aunt and grandmother, they were murdered. My mother, obviously, she survived because she had me later on when she arrived to Sweden and got married. So, Raoul's mission was one, to save as many Jews as possible. And when he arrived on the 9th of July, he went straight for it. He operated from this building. This was the Swedish embassy, or legation, as they called it in those days. And people were queuing outside the building to get help, to get these rescue passports, the Schutzpass. And this is his diary, which was handed over much, much later by the Soviet Union. And here we can see that already a week after he arrived in Budapest, he was meeting with a number of people, including SS, including the Arrow Cross commander. He was talking to everyone. It was not just, it was not a diplomatic way of dealing with things. He was very creative. He was accusing them. He was threatening them. What will happen after the war? You will be hanged, and so on. So he played all the cards. It was money, it was threats, anything that could save Jews. And here he is, one of the few pictures from inside. He sits at a table surrounded by some of his staff. All of his staff were Jews, and they were very creative in creating these Schutzpass. And not only did they do the Schutzpass, because this is a picture of Budapest, what is called the International Ghetto. The International Ghetto wasn't a ghetto with a wall, surrounding wall. It was a neighborhood where Raoul bought houses and made safe houses. Not only Sweden did that, also Switzerland and some other countries, but Sweden had far the most. They had 300 safe houses in this neighborhood. And I was there just 4 weeks ago. It's worth visiting. It's a fantastic neighborhood. Very Jewish neighborhood. And apart from safe houses, he created a hospital with 50 beds in this neighborhood. What he achieved in a very, very short time, it's amazing. Here he is again at his table, working around the clock. And this is a picture from the railway station where people were deported. From this railway station, they were deported to Auschwitz, the Jews. So he ended up here, and he threw out names, Jewish names, by coincidence, familiar Jewish names like Cohen, like Goldberg, like any typical Jewish name. And then they said, he has a Schutzpass. You can't take him. And he saved many, many more Jews this way. Today, it looks like this. I don't know. It's supposed to be a monument in there, but the work has stopped for some reason. I don't know why. But eventually, the plan is to make a monument out of this railway station. And although the communists, the Soviet Union, they didn't like to commemorate Raoul Wallenberg's tasks and his heroism. They didn't like that at all. But somehow he got a street. He got a street named after him, and the street is in this international ghetto. This is his last office. It's a very central location. If you have been to Budapest, it's just across the street from the Kempinski Hotel. And this is where he was lost. And there is a plaquette there. But this was only for 3 months. Then he had to leave. And symbolically, he had to leave his portfolio. So there is a monument here in Budapest to commemorate that. This portfolio is made by a Swedish artist, Kreitz. And we also have it in Stockholm, in front of the Foreign Ministry. This is the Houses of Parliament in Budapest. Now here, the decisions were made, and the people that were sitting here could see the executions on the riverbank, because it's just there, and did nothing. Also, here is the royal palace across the river, and they could see the executions, and did nothing. This monument with the shoes is really very, very emotional and very impressive. And people come here in masses to visit. And of course, there are many references to what is happening today with the hostages at this monument. Now, this is the last place where Raoul Wallenberg was seen in Budapest before he was arrested by the Red Army and brought to Moscow. Today, it's the Austrian embassy. This statue, the snake killer, was erected to his memory, but during the communist days, it disappeared. It just vanished. Until a very good friend of mine living in Stockholm, a Hungarian Jew, Karl Gabo, who is from Debrecen, remembered that he had seen this statue in Debrecen. So he made it public, and the statue was found and brought back to the international ghetto in Budapest. So there it is, very symbolic.
Half an hour's drive from Jerusalem, in the Zara Forest area, close to the city of Beth Shemesh, a park will be built, which pays tribute to the Swedish diplomat Raoul Wallenberg's deed in Budapest 1944 during the final stages of the World War II. The location is a popular recreation area where many Israeli families travel at the weekend to enjoy outdoor activities and nature. This popular destination will include a memorial site for Raoul Wallenberg, whose legendary deed of the rescuing of youths has merited great attention and appreciation in Israel and all over the world.
We are building the Raoul Wallenberg Park in the Zora Forest, close to Jerusalem. Please comment.
So first of all, you know, Tzora is a special place. It's in the Bible. Samson dwelled between Tzora and Eshtaol. It's all there. That valley, that mountain, that beautiful serene area in Israel on the way to Jerusalem. So I'm a huge fan of that area, and I think it's gorgeous that Raoul Wallenberg, one of the greatest righteous human beings in world history, is commemorated there. I commend you, and I urge you supporters and viewers to contribute and be involved in this unique piece of land in the land of Israel. I knew personally many Jews who fled to Sweden after the Holocaust. Sweden then opened its gate and was a refuge place, an assignment place.
So it's 80 years ago. This park has been built and is ready now. I suggest that you go and visit. It's a fantastic, beautiful area, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. Now, what remains to be done is we are planning to build a digital museum so that all visitors on their cell phone, on their mobile phone, can see the story about Raoul Wallenberg on spot. But it costs money, so if you're interested in helping us to fund this, you're welcome to contact me afterwards. One way of contributing is by buying a plaque for your family or for any other purpose. Here is a lady from Sweden who lost her husband, and she is commemorating his name in the park.
מהמם. יפה מאוד. הנה, זה השלט.
So this is one way of contributing to the park. And here's another lady who has placed 2 plaques for her family that were killed in the Holocaust. And this is for her a sacred place today. Now, finally, there is a new book written by a very good friend of mine, George Sessler, Hungarian Jew, born during the war. He was just a baby. He has been researching for 14 years before he wrote this book. And he is revealing new things that have never been known before in this book. This book is in Swedish, but you all know Swedish, right? So I'm looking for a publisher that can translate it and publish it in English or Hebrew or German or any other language, but preferably English. So if you have any idea about a publisher that would be interested, please contact me. Here is George Sessler today, and this is him as a kid. He is the small guy to the right. This picture, and this is his brother, Thomas. So this picture is from the summer of 1944. And as you can see, you were obliged to wear the Star of David, a yellow Star of David if you were Jewish. The whole family was rescued by Raoul Wallenberg, the whole family. So, and eventually they got to go out from communist Hungary and come to Sweden, to freedom.
When you hear the name Raoul Wallenberg, what are the first three words that come to your mind?
Hero, courage, and Raoul.
We want to know. International public appeal concerning Raoul Wallenberg's imprisonment and death, a crime that needs to be solved. July 1944, 31-year-old Swedish diplomat Raoul Gustav Wallenberg arrives in Budapest, Hungary. His assignment: to save the last surviving Jewish community in Europe from Nazi persecution. Wallenberg and his dedicated team of aides worked tirelessly to distribute Swedish protective passports, the famous yellow Schutzpass. Wallenberg creates safe houses, soup kitchens, and even a hospital for persecuted Jews. He works with other diplomats and with the Hungarian resistance to stop Jewish deportations and save people from marauding bands of ruthless Nazi thugs. As a direct result of these efforts, most of the 100,000 Jews left in the Hungarian capital survive the war. But then tragedy strikes. The young hero becomes a victim himself. When he contacts Soviet occupation forces to seek protection for the Jews under his care, he is arrested and taken to Moscow. Wallenberg disappears without a trace. Soviet authorities repeatedly lie about his whereabouts. In 1957, Soviet officials announced that he died suddenly 10 years earlier in a Moscow prison, but offered no reliable proof. To this day, the full circumstances of his fate remain unknown. His family has fought for almost 8 decades to learn what happened to Raoul. We want to know. Wallenberg's legacy lives on as a symbol of exceptional courage and compassion in the face of evil. He has been honored posthumously with numerous awards, including being named an honorary citizen of the United States, Canada, Australia, Israel, and Budapest. His memory serves as a reminder of the importance of standing up for what is right, even in the face of great personal danger. During his 6 months stay in Hungary in 1944 and 45, and his subsequent imprisonment in the Soviet Union/Russia, Wallenberg came in contact with many different people. Perhaps you or your relatives have important details or information about the following: Raoul Wallenberg's contacts and activities in Budapest in 1944 and 45, the precise circumstances of his imprisonment and death, his place of death and location of his grave, historical, authentic witness accounts, documents, photographs, diaries, notes, and/or drawings of this period held in private or public archives. We want to know. Raoul showed us that one man can make a difference. Russian and other international archives contain important documentation that has so far not been shared with researchers or Raoul Wallenberg's family. There is no greater pain than to live with the unsolved disappearance of a loved one. Raoul and his family have a right to the truth. Let's do Raoul Wallenberg justice together and uncover the truth about his fate. We want to know. To share information, please contact info@wewanttoKnow.net.
We want to know what happened to the hero that saved most Jews during the World War II. Thank you very much.
Max, thank you so much. Raoul Wallenberg is a true hero, is a hero of mine. And even in 1994, we, after the Russia was experiencing a more open period, we went to look for the archive documents with a general, army general, and he promised, and yet he died before he could fulfill his promise to search out this information. Max, you're doing a holy work. Thank you so much. Thank you for being with us today, being with us in Sweden, and it's been really an amazing time. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a hand to Max Federman.